What's up, guys? Welcome back to Faith's Oven. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for checking out another recipe on Faith's Oven. So today in Faith's Oven, we will be making vegetable soup. It's a super simple recipe, you guys. I love it. It's good for, like, usually I'll make it when I feel like I'm getting sick or I feel like my kids are coming down with something, then I'll make this vegetable soup. But sometimes if I just want vegetables and I want it in soup form, my kids actually ask for it. It's amazing because I've been making it since they were itty bitty. So all three of them. My oldest is 9, he's about to be 10, and I've been making it since he was a little baby. So they actually asked for the soup. Mom, can you make some soup? Can you make some soup? It's super duper simple. I can't stress that enough. So when I make my soup, you guys, I like to chew. I love to chew my soup. I'm not one of those people that just wants to be slurping. Nah, I want to chew my soup. So it's gonna be tons and tons of good vegetables for you. And today we are going to make the veggie soup with quinoa. I made it with quinoa and my kids love it that way too. So sometimes I make it with quinoa. I don't ever eat it just plain, the soup by itself. I like it on top of rice. I make it with jasmine rice or quinoa. That's just the way I like it. And it's hearty and it fills me up. So, let's go for it, Faith's Oven. Don't forget to look in the description box down below. I will have other recipes for you because this is a plant-based recipe. It's Daniel fast friendly. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Daniel fast. If you haven't, Google it, but it's a time of year when we, like a lot of us Christians, we get, not necessarily get together, but you just abstain from certain things like meat, dairy, sugar, and it's all about the plants. And you just do what Daniel and those guys did, and they just ate the good stuff, and they were more plumped and wonderful looking after they did it. Anyway, I hope you guys look that up. But this is Daniel fast friendly, this is plant-based, and I hope you try it. Don't forget to look in the description box down below. I'll link some other videos that are plant-based and Daniel fast friendly for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Faith's Oven, let's go. Veggie soup with quinoa. Okay, so guys, in the soup, I end up adding parsley. I don't want you guys to skip the parsley. Parsley is a healer, it's a immunity booster, it fights inflammatory, fights cancer, it helps rid toxins from your body. This is just to name a few. So the parsley is super important. I just wanted to make sure I let you guys know that because that's why I add parsley to this soup. And that's why I usually have it when it's sick time and sick seasons. That's when I'm like making it all the time. All right, I just wanted to make sure that I told you guys that. You wanna say hi?
Hi. Hi. Hi, guys. My mom's doing, she's editing and
Okay, so I'll start out by chopping about 8 carrots, eight large carrots. And then we go on over to about 6 stalks of celery. And then I do 1 large white onion. Okay, so here's this wonderful healer called parsley. I like to use a whole batch of parsley and I like to chop it finely and then I put it to the side. That and my kale are to the side. So when we start off, I just do my celery, my onions, and my carrots, and I'm gonna cover them with water. I'm gonna cover them deeply actually. And I am going to add some salt and pepper. Some salt and pepper to my pan. Okay, so once I add salt and pepper, I'm going to cover and I am going to turn the fire on high and let my soup come to a boil. Okay, so here's my kale, guys. I usually buy it in a bag. I don't feel like dealing with cutting everything up, so I buy it pre-washed, triple washed, and cut already. So here we are, soup has come to a boil, and I add my parsley first. I only add my parsley and kale after my soup has come to a boil. Okay, so I add the parsley and then I go ahead and add 2 large handfuls of kale. Like I told you guys, I like to chew my soup and that's what I do. So I'm gonna stir everything in and I'm gonna turn my fire down. It's gonna be on low and I'm just gonna cover again, let it cook for about 10 minutes and voila, my soup is done. It's mixed in really well and there it is. So let's move on to our quinoa. Because there are 6 of us in this house, I usually make a full cup of quinoa. For every cup of quinoa, you add 2 cups of water. So even if you only did half of cup of the quinoa, you could do a cup of water. You get what I'm saying? So I'm doing a cup of quinoa, I add 2 cups of water, and I'm going to bring to a boil. I cover and I bring to a boil. Boom. As soon as it comes to a boil, I uncover and I turn my fire to low and I cook on low for about 15 minutes. Probably, yeah, a good 15 minutes, and then your quinoa will pretty much be done, and it'll turn nice and fluffy like this. See how it looks? I love it. You know, I have cooked my quinoa in vegetable broth stock, and it was wonderful. So that's another way to cook it too, because I don't add any salt or anything. So here we are, our vegetable soup, and our quinoa is complete. Hope you enjoy.
My mom's gonna make soup with quinoa, and that's my favorite.
She's standing on my scooter.